down my legs.
Okay.
That was,
Sarah, did you hear this one?
I don't think so.
You need to hear this one. Do you want to let your dad sit down?
Yeah, here it comes in. I just saw the guy go by again. You're gonna sleep good tonight, Dan.
yes. I forget what the hell. I was working on. We couldn't get enough patches for when the tires got flattened, and we couldn't get boots to fix the bumps in the tires and stuff like that. So I worked on stuff to try to save our unit and keep the vehicles on the road. So what I eventually did is I went to Ordnance and I got as much glue as I could get, the patching glue. And they were just like civilian patching glue, those little cans. And I was working on one of those, and then the first sergeant came up and says, "Get in that half track, take that 1-ton trailer, and get me 500 gallons of gasoline."
Oh, it's facing back.
So I went. I said, "Okay, lined up all the cans."
So where are you supposed to get the gas from?
I have to go to the rear area. It's about 30 miles away.
Okay, so but if you're getting it from the Army itself.
Yes, right. So
Okay.
that's how we're special troops. The ordnance is there, MPs are there, Signal Corps is there.
Okay.
All those guys were in that. They're all in that rear area there,
Okay.
and they go when they like if you have trouble with Signal Corps, they would send a guy out from that area because that's where they keep them all. And other than some that would be attached to an infantry regiment. But anyway, I drove down and I was gassing. I threw off all the empties and I put the new ones on. And I had the last can to go on, and 3 P-47s come across the sky. And the gas, there was 500,000 gallons of gas right where that tree is. And I'm on this side, because our allotment of gas was on this side, and that was where their storage was. Well, they come over, and they each had a 100-pound bomb, and they dropped the 3 bombs, and they missed the goddamn gas line. That's how lucky I was. And they were so fast. I was in a trailer. I couldn't even get to the front end to get to my machine gun. That's how they went right on by. But anyway, so I start back, and I was so shook up. I didn't stop. I was supposed to go back to Ordnance to pick up the password so I can get out of that area. So I just jumped in and took off, and of course I was down the road a couple of miles, and the MPs picked me up, stopped me, and said, "You don't wonder who I was," and blah blah. They kept me for about 2 hours, and then I left there, and I got back to headquarters about 6 o'clock at night. I got a bite to eat, and then I had to. The first sergeant came up and says, "Take that Jeep over there, and take that 1/4-ton trailer over there. Go to the mess hall, pick up some food, and take it out to the 2nd platoon." I says, "That Jeep don't have any muffler on it." He says, "That's the only thing we got here." And we couldn't get any mufflers. So I go jet in the Jeep and I go down the road. And you get to a certain line, like an embarkation line, they'll tell you no lights on after this point. So I'm driving down the road, and then I shut all my lights off. And all of a sudden I hear, boom, 88 went about from here to that tree over. Passed me I'm driving the road this way, and he's sitting over here. I don't know if he didn't have that thing right, or maybe the barrel was leaning against the tree that it couldn't traverse any farther. I don't know what it was, because I didn't see him. So I just went like hell down the road. I shut the motor off, and I coasted. And I coasted as far as that damn thing would roll. And then I sat there and listened and listened and listened to see if anybody was coming. No one was coming. I turned the key, started up, went down the road like a bat out of hell, turned the key off, and coasted. It took me 2 hours to drive 3 miles. Yeah. And then I got to the 2nd platoon. I gave them their stuff. I picked it up, got a hot cup of coffee, and I coming back, and I had the same episode coming back. And I got in about 2 o'clock in the morning. And then 6 o'clock in the morning, I was up working on something else. But so wait a minute.
That was quite a day.
Yeah. Yeah.
All in a day's work.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, you had to do it. If I didn't bring the food to those guys, they wouldn't have had nothing till the next day, if that's so. And I was the only guy there at the particular time that I had gotten this assignment. Because all I was trying to do, what I finally eventually did is, I would get the tires that were flattened, and I take them all apart, and then I would look to see if I could fix the inside of the tire. So I would get that wire brush and scrape, sand the inside the tire. Then I would hand sand it a little bit with like a steel wool. Wipe it out real good, and then wipe it out with a damp rag, clean it up. And then I would patch the inner tube, and then I would go find an old broken inner tube, and I would cut it up, sand that down, put the glue on that, turn the tire up, and put that inner tube against the tire, and then roll it to get all the air out of it. And then I put the patched inner tube in that wheel, blew it up,
and that would
and
work.
it works. And the other thing was, we were the only outfit that had all of our equipment on the road all the time. So I had an infantry colonel come up to me one day and says, What are you people doing here? How do you keep your equipment on the road? And I had to show him. He said, "Oh, you should get the Bronze Star for that." You'll get that one when heaven comes
just
down
send
and
me
gives you a
home.
kiss. Yeah.
Do you want to go into the museum at all, or do you want to go somewhere
You
else?
guys can go any place you want.
You
No,
want to go in the museum
The rides, your rides here.
or the
no, I'm
rides?
fine. I'm going to sit for a
You
while.
want to sit for a little while?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Can
You
we
don't have to
circle
wait for
back
me.
in a little bit?
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Do you guys want to go in the museum? Joyce, are you interested? Rick, are you interested?
Yeah, it's great in there. You can see a lot. Take your time. Go through it. It'll take you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you interested?
No, no.
Sarah, you want to?